WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today, a single barrel for Germany exclusively from Kirsch Import. This is Whiskybase 197780. Glencadam, yay. 11 years old, yay. First fill Ex-Bourbon barrel, yummy. Cask number 1299, and 64.9%. Ouch. We're talking about a price of about 89 euros. Now, first things first. Dear Glencadam, we do not need this type of packaging from 1984 anymore. It has a little bit of an artificial leather touch to it. It's plastic. There's a plastic window here. No, give us the bottle in a nice little tube from cardboard, and we're happy about it. I mean, I'm sure you bought 10,000 of these way back when, and they're littering your warehouse, and you're just glad to get rid of them, 300 bottles at a time. But no, no, and once again, no. We do not need these things. At least I don't. All right. So 219 bottles of this. That's a lot, actually, to be very, very honest here, from a bourbon barrel. 219 times 0.7 is okay, 153 liters, so it's not that bad. All right, good. So nice real cork here, plastic top. Well, we're talking about the liquid, not the packaging anymore, because I like this bottle. I like this bottle a lot more than I thought I would. This was bottled in August of 2021. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm going to try to zoom in here and get rid of my face here. I'm not really sure. I read here the number down below of 15/10/2021. So I'm not sure what to believe. Either the timestamp, hello, now it's focused back on me, or the label. I think they printed the labels before they actually did this, and it was a bit later. It's like, who cares? No one's going to notice. Or maybe my time stamp is so smudged because it's so small in the wrong place. I don't know. All right, very, very good. Now, this is a single cask collected by Kirsch. I know a lot of people that work at Kirsch now. And Andre is one of the guys who picks out the casks at the moment, as well as Michael, the whiskey druid. I don't know who picked this out, but I think they did a very good job. So what am I going to compare it to? I'm going to compare it to an Oben 12 from the Diageo Special Release 2021. It's not as strong. It's not 64.9%, but it is 58.7%. It is 12 years old, and this I paid 114 euros. So we're talking about 90 versus 115. So 25 euros more, which is a little bit of money. Yes, I do like this design much better. Here, Glencadam, these are the type of tubes we want. Almost environmentally friendly. I can recycle the metal here, and the rest of it just cardboard with a nice little design on it. That's what we're basically looking forward to, us geeks. All right. So I'm going to pour a little bit and compare it. In the color, you do notice a big difference. First fill and here, whatever that is. I do like Oben. I do like some special releases, but they are somewhat overpriced, to be honest. Now, single casks like the Glencadam here are tricky. Why? Because they can be fabulous and they can be terrible. So Glencadam has in the German market at the moment a port. It's like lead. No one wants it. It's overpriced and it doesn't even taste good. And everyone's just kind of avoiding that bottle. There's been a few of us YouTubers that reviewed it at the very beginning, or even people wrote blogs and so on. And it's just, let's stay away from it. It's been in the shops now for months. This appeared in the shops and it was gone. I just went online. I just did my video in German. I was like, I like this bottle so much, I'm going to buy another one. And I went online to the wholesaler, sold out. I actually have to buy it through a retailer online. I just did. I just bought a second bottle, which shows you how much I like it. So, and I'm paying a little bit more because of it, but hey, why not? On the nose, and this is really interesting. I do actually get some of the notes that are on here. It says um, aroma of nougat or nougat and baked cheesecake. In Germany, we have a different type of cheesecake than I had. It's not the Philadelphia cheesecake. I think it's more, is there like a New York cheesecake? It's a German cheesecake at least, and I totally agree with it. And we have a little bit of dried mango. We have the panettone, and we have lemon oil. I've never had lemon oil, and panettone is basically here a shortbread baked a little bit longer for Italian purposes. Very nice. And that's the first thing I got as well. I got shortbread. I like this shortbread. And the thing is, this is 64.9%. I can smell as much as I want and it doesn't burn. This is magnificently distilled and matured for 11 years old in a first fill ex-bourbon barrel. I would love to know which bourbon barrel. Is it a Wild Turkey? Is it a Jim Beam? Is it a Booker's? Is it a Heaven Hill? Is it a Jack Daniels, for all I care? Even they're considered international to be an ex-bourbon barrel. This is very, very, very nice. And they can actually go this way and they can go that way. And I'm telling you, this is one of the good ones. I really, really like that. Now, in comparison, the Oben, it's a tiny bit sweeter and it's much fresher, more of a citrus type of moment. This has more of the nougat. This has more of the cheesecake in there. And it has a little bit more of that mango exotic fruit moment going on. I don't get any of this. I get very bright notes. I get lemon sherbet here, which is very, very nice, to be honest. This is a very good whiskey. This might be a great whiskey. I gave this whiskey in my German video a B+. For the 90 euros I'm going to have to pay for this compared to this, I gave it actually a solid C. I think 90 euros is a lot of money to pay for a cask strength 11-year-old whiskey, but if it tastes good, go for it. And I really recommend that everyone that is in Germany and still, if they can find a bottle of this and is willing to pay 90 euros for it, go out, try it, buy it, and enjoy, because this is well done. I like Glencadam anyways. I like the Glencadam 10. I like the Glencadam 15. I like the 18, the 21. Oh, by the way, for those that don't know, the distillery was closed between 2000 and 2003, which means that the Glencadam 21 is not going to totally disappear, but it's going to be very difficult to get for the next 3 years. Prices are going to go up, so maybe bunker one or two of those Glencadams 21s if you're a big fan of them. I personally, my personal opinion, I like the 10 so much that I think it's not worth the upmarket price for the 21. I would gladly just drink the 10-year-old instead of the 21 for the price difference. All right, some of you go, no, 21 is what I need. That age statement, that quality, that assurance, that greatness. For me, it's just 10, 15% better than the 10. Maybe 20 to 25% better, but it's not worth 4 times the price. And that's what I have to pay, basically. And so that's the problem there. So I'm very, 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 very pleased with the Glencadam 10-year-old. And there's an Andalusia Reserve, a sherry cask, which I like as well. So Glencadam's doing some very good stuff. And this, I hope to visit the distillery one day. Have to just make my way up to that part of Scotland sometime soon. 64.9. So this is 64.9%. I have no idea. It must have gone in the cask at 73, 72%, which is almost a shame for a first fill ex-bourbon barrel, but hey. And no, in Scotland, the alcohol does not go up in the cask, but rather goes down. I do not know a single distillery that has ever experienced that in Scotland. We just don't have the temperature and the humidity for that to happen. Cheers. What really, really, really surprises me is how pleasant it is to drink the 64.9%. It's crisp, it's clear, it's got that nougat, it's got that A little bit of that lemon moment. It's got the nuttiness. It's got a little bit of the exoticness going on there. Um, I like this more than I can actually admit sometimes. Good. It says here, warm peach cobbler. Dried apricots, creamy almond sponge cake, lemon zest, and cinnamon icing. Don't get the cinnamon. Toasted bruchet. I don't know how to say it in English. Milk chocolate, gingerbread maybe, honey dew, melon, and also a little bit of hint of fennel. Now, the first time I read that, I was like, fennel? Yeah, there's like a tiny little bit of, it's not ginger, it's fennel. That's very, very nice. Now, the, the other interesting thing is I've diluted this down to under 30%, and it's still delicious. Now, I need someone who's much smarter than me to tell me why this happens. If there's one point that I can actually criticize on this, it's mouthfeel. It's somewhat, for 64.9%, thin. But when I add water and bring it down to like 50, 52, 53%, there's the viscosity appears. So why does diluting down cask strength whiskey down to 50-some% create more mouthfeel than at cask strength? Now, if I continue diluting it down to 30, it gets also thinner. But there's like a little bit of a curve there. Is the molecules clumping together? Is there some type of thing going on there? I would like to know the viscosity. I'm sure there's a curve or there's some type of explanation for that. Send me a link, whiskyjason@gmail.com. Put it down in the comments. I have a doctor of chemistry. I'm going to ask him. I've done a few live streams with him. That's one of my first questions he gets to answer to me. Why does the viscosity, the perceived viscosity actually increase with added water by cask strength sometimes? All the best. Or have you experienced that as well? Have you experienced that with maybe a barrel proof bourbon? Does it actually go up in your opinion? It did here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Now, half of my excitement for this bottle might just be I'm so sick and tired of sherry cask matured whiskeys that I just love, and I mean in this case adore, a well executed, I'm going to say almost perfectly executed first fill ex-bourbon matured Highland whiskey from Glencadam. Oh, this is one of the whiskeys where I just kind of go, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the reason why I love whiskey. I really, really enjoy this. B plus. It's not an A. It's if I had the Redbreast 21 and a couple other my favorites, I would prefer those more. The complexity, yes, they have sherry. But this is a B plus. This is A. Why haven't you bought it? B. Buy it. C. You can buy it if you want to. And value for money for 90 euros for the product being offered here, for the taste experience being offered here. I would actually say, if you want to, go out and buy it. I recommend this bottle. And I must admit, Kirsch did a doozy. Well done on picking this out. Here, the Oben 12 special release 2021. It's good. This is better. It's good. I actually compared this in a video recently. I did a live stream, and this is what the guy chose to drink with me. And I pulled out the Oben 14 and compared it with each other. To be very honest, I would actually, for the value for money, much, much prefer the Oben 14. I love Oben 14. This is good. It's very bright. It's a little grassy. It's a tiny little bit of citrus in there. It's good, but it's not worth 115 euros. When I started my whiskey journey about 5.5 years ago, there was an independent bottler in Germany that did exactly what this tastes like. They would take, refill hogshead, usually second time, and bottle them at cask strength. And it could be from this distillery, that distillery. Sometimes they'd have a mystery Speyside and a mystery Highland. They didn't buy the name, so it was a little bit cheaper. And they would actually back then charge like 48 euros for a 58% cask strength 11, 12-year-old, 14-year-old bottle. And it was good, honest whiskey. And that's what I'm getting here. Good, honest whiskey. And I'd be willing to pay 80 euros today for this good, honest whiskey, but 115 plus, sorry. I know that the design is beautiful. I'm not willing to pay 20, 30 euros extra just for this nice little tin, for the label, for the name Oben. It is special. I haven't had very many different Obens. There's the Little Bay, there's the 14-year-old, there's the... I always forget the name of this one. The Night's Watch. I am the sword in the darkness. Bay Reserve here from the Game of Thrones. And there's not much out there. So people who love Oben and want to taste something different, guess you're going to have to go for this. But yet, if I had the choice between the two of these, every day of the week, I'd pick this. Not just because it's cheaper, but it tastes much better. All right, so my question of the day. Imagine you had 100 euros to spend, and you wanted to buy an ex-bourbon cask matured cask strength whiskey. Could be a single cask like this or not. What recommendations would you give me? 100 euros, $120, $130 for all I care at the moment. Cask strength, ex-bourbon, single malt, yumminess. What is it? All right, so what is your yumminess and cask strength ex-bourbon? Now, I'm sure some of you are going to say, is it Aaron the Bodega, which is cask strength? Cost 50 euros. Respect. Absolutely. Would I prefer this over the Aaron every day of the week? Would I rather have two of the Aarons rather than almost one of these? Maybe. So, except for that, what else do you have out there where you go, wow? It could be a single cask. It could be a original bottling. I don't care. What can you recommend with a good, honest, bourbon cask, matured, cask strength whiskey? Thank you very much. Liking, subscribing, sharing, telling others, posting this on whatever other social media platform you know of, and saying, look at this, a single cask from Germany. We'll never see it, but WhiskyJason says it's fabulous. And it is. Thank you very much. All the best. See you soon. Bye-bye.